Can I get to that level? I don't know, but let's find out.
January 26th, 2020, a date that stopped the world. A helicopter disappears into the fog over Calabasas, and just like that, one of the greatest athletes of all time is gone. Kobe Bryant wasn't just a basketball player, he was a global icon, a businessman, a storyteller, a brand. And when he died, he left behind something massive, not just grief, but an empire worth over $600 million. The question is, what happens to a legacy that big when the man behind it is gone? And more importantly, how did Vanessa Bryant step in and not just protect it, but grow it? Most people think legacies fade after death, especially in sports, where fame is often tied to performance and time on the court. The belief is simple. Once the spotlight moves on, the story slowly disappears. Out of sight, out of mind. But Kobe Bryant was never most people. He didn't just build a career. He built a system of thinking, a philosophy, and a brand that extended far beyond basketball. Even before his final game, Kobe had already begun transforming himself from an NBA superstar into a serious entrepreneur. He invested strategically, created with intention, and shaped everything around one defining idea: the Mamba mentality. It wasn't just about winning games, but about constant growth, discipline, and pushing beyond limits. What many people don't realize is that Kobe was still in the early stages of building his empire when his life was tragically cut short. His vision for business, storytelling, and long-term impact was still unfolding, with many of his biggest ideas not yet fully realized. That meant everything he had started was left unfinished. Every investment, every project, every plan for the future suddenly needed someone to carry it forward. And that responsibility did not fall to a corporation or a team of executives. It fell to one person who had been beside him through it all. Vanessa Bryant became the one tasked with not only preserving what Kobe built, but protecting it, shaping it, and continuing the legacy he never got to complete. When Kobe Bryant retired in 2016, he didn't slow down or fade into the background like many expected. Instead, he shifted gears quickly and intentionally, moving from athlete to builder. He understood that life after basketball wasn't an ending, but a new beginning, and he attacked it with the same intensity that defined his playing career. One of his most brilliant moves was his early investment in BodyArmor. Kobe reportedly invested around $6 million when the company was still relatively unknown, betting on its potential long before the world paid attention. Years later, when Coca-Cola acquired a major stake in BodyArmor, that investment had grown into more than $200 million. It wasn't luck or chance. It was timing, research, and vision working together. But BodyArmor was only one piece of a much larger picture. Kobe also founded Granity Studios, a media company built around storytelling. Through books, films, and creative projects, he focused on inspiring the next generation to think differently and strive for excellence. His short film Dear Basketball went on to win an Academy Award, making him an Oscar winner and proving his talent extended far beyond the court. At the same time, Kobe maintained powerful endorsement deals, including his long-standing partnership with Nike. Even after retirement, he remained one of the most influential and marketable athletes in the world. Altogether, when Kobe Bryant passed away, his net worth was estimated at around $600 million. But an empire of that size does not manage itself, especially when its creator is no longer there to guide it forward. Vanessa Bryant didn't just lose her husband that day, she lost her partner in everything. And tragically, she also lost their daughter Gianna. The grief was unimaginable, but at the same time, Vanessa was suddenly responsible for something enormous: protecting Kobe's legacy, managing his business interests, raising their daughters, and facing the public eye. Constantly, most people would retreat, disappear, but Vanessa did something different. She stepped forward, quietly at first, then with undeniable strength. One of the first major tests of Kobe Bryant's legacy came through his partnership with Nike. After his death, demand for Kobe sneakers surged to extraordinary levels. Products sold out within minutes, and resale prices soared dramatically. Rather than fading, the Kobe brand grew even stronger, becoming more valuable and culturally influential than ever before. Behind the scenes, however, tensions developed. Vanessa Bryant reportedly grew frustrated with the limited product releases, as fans, especially young athletes inspired by Kobe, struggled to access the shoes. The restricted supply did not reflect the massive global demand or the meaning behind the brand. In 2021, the estate made a major decision not to renew its contract with Nike, marking a significant shift in control and direction. This move signaled that the legacy would not be managed through routine business continuation, but through careful, deliberate choices aligned with long-term vision. By 2023, both sides reached a new agreement that expanded access, improved distribution, and better reflected Kobe's original intent. This moment marked a clear transition from simply preserving a legacy to actively shaping and leading a growing global brand. Here's where things get really interesting. Vanessa Bryant did not just protect what Kobe Bryant built, she expanded it. She became president of Granity Studios and carried forward Kobe's storytelling mission by releasing books that preserved his message. She managed partnerships, licensing deals, and brand strategy while staying rooted in the Mamba mentality. Over time, she also shaped the legacy in her own direction through philanthropy, storytelling, and purpose-driven work. People began to see that this was no longer just Kobe Bryant's empire. It was evolving into something larger. The turning point did not come from business deals, but from something deeper involving a lawsuit, a foundation, and a mission that redefined the Bryant name. Vanessa Bryant was not only managing a legacy, she was transforming it into something designed to endure for generations. In the months after the crash, Vanessa Bryant was confronted with a violation no family should ever endure. Unauthorized photos taken at the crash site were shared without consent. They were reportedly circulated by individuals within emergency response agencies, triggering widespread outrage and disbelief. Vanessa Bryant chose not to remain silent. She filed a lawsuit against the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department and other agencies involved. The case was not about financial gain. It was about accountability, respect, and protecting her family's dignity in the aftermath of unimaginable loss. The lawsuit became national news, watched closely across the country. Throughout the legal battle, Vanessa Bryant remained composed, focused, and determined. In 2022, a jury awarded her $16 million in damages. But the most important outcome was not financial. It was the message it sent. The Bryant legacy would not be exploited. Not by institutions, not by media, not by anyone. From that moment forward, Vanessa Bryant was seen differently, not only as Kobe Bryant's wife, but as a protector, a decision-maker, and a force in her own right. But Vanessa Bryant did not stop at defending the past. She began building the future. One of her most powerful decisions was expanding the Mamba Sports Foundation, originally created by Kobe Bryant. It was later renamed the Mamba and Mambacita Sports Foundation in honor of both Kobe and Gianna Bryant. Its mission was clear: to provide underserved athletes, especially young girls, with access to sports, coaching, facilities, and opportunity. This was not simple charity. It was legacy in action. Every grant awarded, every program launched, every athlete supported, extended the Bryant impact far beyond basketball courts and into real lives. Vanessa ensured that Gianna Bryant's dream of playing and elevating women's basketball did not fade. Instead, it grew stronger and reached further. Over time, people began to understand something deeper. The Bryant legacy was not only about greatness, it was about access to greatness. While all of this was unfolding publicly, Vanessa Bryant was also managing critical responsibilities behind the scenes. Maintaining a multi-million-dollar estate was not passive. It required strategy, structure, and long-term vision. Kobe Bryant's investments, including BodyArmor, continued to generate substantial returns. His intellectual property, books, films, and brand rights required careful management and thoughtful expansion. At the center of it all was the Kobe Bryant brand itself. Vanessa Bryant ensured that every partnership reflected Kobe Bryant's values. There were no shortcuts, no rushed licensing deals, and no dilution of his identity. This approach is rare. Many estates move quickly after the loss of an icon, prioritizing fast profit over preservation. Vanessa Bryant chose the opposite path. She focused on protecting the brand, controlling the narrative, and increasing long-term value through intention and restraint. Over time, the results became clear. Kobe Bryant's brand did not fade after his passing. It grew stronger, more selective, and more meaningful in the eyes of the public. Remember when Vanessa Bryant walked away from Nike? That moment was not the end of the story. It was the setup for what came next. In 2023, the Bryant estate and Nike reached a new agreement, but this time on very different terms. Vanessa Bryant pushed for broader availability of Kobe Bryant sneakers, increased supply, and greater access for fans. She also advocated specifically for youth sizing, ensuring younger athletes could connect with the legacy early. Most importantly, the profits from the partnership continued to support the Mamba and Mambacita Sports Foundation. This was no longer just a commercial agreement. It had become a mission-driven partnership, and it revealed something essential about her approach. Vanessa Bryant was not anti-corporate. She was pro-legacy. If a deal did not serve the bigger picture, she walked away. If it aligned with the mission, she leaned in. That discipline is what separates a surviving brand from a timeless one. There is one more piece that most people overlook: narrative control. After Kobe Bryant's passing, there was massive demand for documentaries, films, and tell-all productions. Studios sought access, and media companies pushed hard for rights. Vanessa Bryant did not rush into agreements. She was selective, careful, and intentional. Because once a story is told the wrong way, it cannot be taken back. Through Granity Studios and other controlled platforms, she ensured that Kobe Bryant's story and Gianna Bryant's story were told with authenticity, purpose, and respect. She prioritized accuracy over speed and meaning over exposure. In doing so, she protected something more valuable than financial gain. She preserved the integrity of their legacy. And that decision ensured that what the world remembers is not just the headlines, but the truth, shaped with care and intention. At this point, something remarkable has happened. Vanessa Bryant has done what many believed was impossible. She protected a multi-hundred-million-dollar empire, expanded it, and transformed it into something far larger than a business structure. But the real question becomes this: what does the Bryant legacy look like today, and where is it heading next? When Kobe Bryant passed away in 2020, his net worth was estimated at around $600 million. Yet powerful brands are never frozen in time. They evolve, and in many cases, they grow after their creator is gone. Under Vanessa Bryant's leadership, the Bryant estate has continued generating value through endorsements and licensing, Nike product releases, media and publishing through Granity Studios, and long-term investment returns. While exact figures are not always public, many analysts believe the overall value of Kobe Bryant's brand has increased significantly since his passing. The reason is simple: scarcity increases demand, meaning increases loyalty. Kobe Bryant is no longer viewed only as an athlete. He has become a symbol of discipline, obsession, and excellence. Symbols do not depreciate, they compound. Years after his death, his influence remains everywhere. NBA players still shout Kobe when taking difficult shots. Athletes across sports reference the Mamba mentality as a philosophy of performance. Outside of sports, entrepreneurs, artists, and creators study his mindset as a blueprint for mastery. That level of cultural impact cannot be bought or manufactured. It can only be built over time and protected with intention. And that is exactly what Vanessa Bryant has done. She did not overexpose the brand. She did not dilute its meaning. She kept it focused, disciplined, and intentional. Because of that, Kobe Bryant's legacy did not fade into nostalgia. It remained alive, relevant, and growing. What makes this story even more powerful is that Vanessa Bryant is not finished, and she is not even close to done. Her approach makes clear this is not about short-term profit. It is about multi-generational impact. Through the Mamba and Mambatita Sports Foundation, she is actively investing in the future of young athletes, especially girls, who now have greater access to opportunities Gianna once dreamed about. Through careful brand management, she ensures Kobe Bryant's name remains tied to excellence rather than exploitation. And through storytelling, she preserves lessons designed to inspire people for decades to come. In many ways, she is continuing what Kobe always did: thinking long-term, obsessing over impact, and building something that lasts. There is a common misconception that she simply inherited an empire, but that misses the truth entirely. Inheriting wealth is one thing, but managing it, protecting it, and growing it under global scrutiny is something entirely different. History is full of fortunes that collapsed within a generation due to bad decisions, poor leadership, and short-term thinking. Vanessa Bryant avoided all of that, not by being loud or chasing attention, but by being intentional. Every move has a purpose, every decision aligns with a bigger vision, and why the Bryant legacy did not just survive, it evolved. So what can we actually learn from this? Because this is not just a story about celebrity, not just about money, and not even just about basketball. It is a story about legacy under pressure and what it takes to preserve something that the world is constantly watching. Kobe Bryant built something extraordinary during his lifetime, but building is only half of the story. Because eventually, everyone leaves something behind: a business, a name, a reputation, and an impact that either holds its shape or slowly fades depending on what happens next. And what happens next depends entirely on who carries it forward. Vanessa Bryant showed that legacy is not only about what you create, but about how it is protected, shaped, and passed on with intention. She proved that strength does not always need to be loud or visible to the public. Sometimes it looks like discipline in private decisions, patience in long processes, and the willingness to choose what is right even when no one is watching or applauding. Kobe Bryant once said, "The most important thing is to try and inspire people so that they can be great in whatever they want to do." That mission did not end in 2020. It simply changed hands. Today, it is still alive in every athlete supported by the Mamba and Mambacita Sports Foundation, in every story developed through Granity Studios, and in every young player chasing greatness. Because this was never only Kobe's legacy, now it is a legacy in motion. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more deep stories like this. And tell us in the comments, what does legacy mean to you?